If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it near as it were your own? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken. Perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know. Don't really care. Let there be songs to fill the air. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed, nor wind to blow. Reach out your hand. If your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again. Let it be known there is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. There is a road, no simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you go, no one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. You choose to lead, must follow. But if you fall alone. If you should stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home. La da da da, la da da da, la da da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da.
You've been on my mind. I grow fonder every day, losing myself in time. Just thinking of your face, God only knows why it's taken me so long to let my doubts go. You're the only one that I want. I don't know why I'm scared. I've been here before. Every feeling, every word, I've imagined it all. You'll never know if you never try to forgive your past and simply be mine. I dare you to let me be your one and only. Promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms walk that mile until the end starts. If I've been on your mind, you hang on every word I say. Lose yourself in time. At the mention of my name, will I ever know how it feels to hold you close and have you tell me whichever road I choose you'll go. I don't know why I'm scared, 'cause I've been here before. Every feeling, every word, I've imagined it all. You never know if you never try to forget your past and simply be mine. Dare you to let me be your one and only. I promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms. So come on and give me the chance to prove I am the one who can walk that mile until the end starts. I know it ain't easy giving up your heart. I know it ain't easy giving up your heart. Nobody's perfect. It ain't easy. Trust me, I've given up your heart. Nobody's perfect. It ain't easy. Trust me, I've given up your heart. Nobody's I know it ain't easy. Trust me, I've given up your heart. Nobody's I know it ain't easy. Trust me, I've given up your heart. So I dare you to let me be your one and only. I promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms. So come on and give me the chance to prove I am the one who can walk that mile until the end starts. Come on and give me the chance. I promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms. So come on and give me the chance to prove I am the one who can walk that mile until the end starts. Come on and give me the chance to prove I am the one who can walk that mile until the end starts.
All the challenges that we've experienced lately, isn't it wonderful for all of us to be in Temecula, California, amidst the beauty of nature on Eve and Brian's wedding day, a day filled with deep love and with gratitude. Speaking of deep love, I'd like to begin this sacred ceremony by sharing one of the intimate, powerful responses that Brian and Eve sent to me in describing their relationship, their love story. Brian shared, "Love is knowing that no matter how many twists and turns we face on our journey, we'll always find our way, have more fun, and accomplish greater things together. Love is a willingness to sacrifice anything at any moment without hesitation because the other person's happiness has become the thing that makes you most happy in life." Eve's definition of love is acceptance. It is watching another soul make their way through this crazy world, seeing all the greatness they bring and all the struggles they face, and loving them for it all. Not judging or impatient, but with understanding and kindness. Brian and Eve's choice to publicly declare their passion and eternal love for one another in front of their family and friends is very important to them. This wedding ceremony, surrounded by the depth of this love, is indeed a cause for much joy and great celebration. And so with gratitude we pray, dear loving God, you have brought us today here to witness the joining in heart, mind, and spirit of Eve and Brian. We are grateful to be here and to witness their deep love for one another. May the words they exchange, the promises they make, and the beauty they see and cherish in each other be ever illuminated and sustained by your power and grace. Amen. Dear family members and friends, Brian and Eve are honored that you're here today to witness and celebrate their wedding. It shows how much you love and care for them. Every one of you has played a unique and special role in their lives as individuals and now as a couple. They truly treasure your love and are thrilled to have you join this life-changing celebration. Marriage reminds us that family life and love are at the core of who we are as individuals. It is through family relationships and connections that we receive our identity and learn how to make our way in the world. With this in mind, Eve and Brian would love to give special honor to their parents, Eve's mother, Isabel, and Father Guy, and Brian's mother, Margie, and Father Rick. Parents, the uniqueness that Eve and Brian bring to the world was formed by your example and the values that you carefully instilled in them. They thank you for giving them the gift of life and for teaching them many important life lessons. A moment of remembrance. We are aware that our gathering is much larger than those of us physically present in this moment. The bonds of love and family are powerful and not limited by space and the passing of time. With love and with gratitude, Eve and Brian remember and honor those individuals who are close to them who have passed from this life. Eve's grandfather, Robert Maestre, and Brian's grandparents, George and Elizabeth Gessner, and Ed and Betty Bote. The physical presence of these departed ones is deeply missed this day. We are comforted to be joined with them in memory and in spirit. We celebrate all that they may have done to make Eve and Brian the beautiful and selfless human beings they are today. One of the life lessons passed on to Eve and Brian by their parents and grandparents that the both of them have taken to heart is to embody a selfless love. According to Brian, Eve is one of the most selfless and caring people I have ever met. She will not only devote the entirety of her day to helping others, but then will fall asleep wondering if she did really enough to help each person that day. Eve also affirmed Brian's selflessness. Brian always puts others first, and especially me. I can't even believe how selfless he is sometimes and how invested he is in my happiness and my success. Brian is a true partner in every sense of the word. I would not be where I am today if it was not for his unwavering support of me and his genuine desire for not just his happiness, but mine. Since Brian and Eve already embody an agape love, the highest form of love, one that is unconditional and selfless, it's fitting that we have chosen a brief yet powerful reading, the Apache Wedding Blessing. It will be read by Brian's sister, Kara.
Now you will feel no storms, for each of you will be the shelter to the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be the warmth to the other. Now there is no loneliness, for each of you is companion to the other. You are two persons, but there is one life before you. A long and winding, adventure-filled road whose every turn meets discovery, new hopes, new joys, new laughter, and a few shared tears. May happiness be your companion. May beauty surround you both in the journey ahead and through all the years to come. May your days be good and long upon the earth. Your adventure has just begun.
Yeah.
Yes, Brian and Eve, today truly is a celebration of your ongoing adventure. As you stand here this evening, only the two of you truly know the depth of your love. It cannot be fully understood by any of us here today. By continuing to share your love story with your family and friends, perhaps we may gain even more awareness of the source and strength of your love. Let's start with those first impressions. I had mentioned that during their first real conversation, Brian felt that a spark was ignited. It was fate, Brian wrote, that brought our paths together at a mutual friend's birthday. I sealed the deal a few weeks later with my stylish outfit and dance moves. At a 70s themed roller disco birthday party that led to our first kiss. My first impression of Eve was, where did this girl come from? Beautiful, smart, down to earth, and funny. She definitely has potential. She must have a boyfriend, but too bad for him. Eve's recollection of her first impressions. Brian was showing off his frisbee tricks on the beach one day. When he nonchalantly threw me a wave, I thought, he thinks he's too cool. But his beach blonde hair and California tan stuck out in my mind. A few weeks later, we found ourselves in line next to one another at the bar on our friend's birthday. He turned around and we chatted for a while. I thought, he's not so smug after all. And actually, quite charming and kind. After that, I asked my friends to give me all the details. Everyone said the same thing, a perfect match. So you can imagine how happy I was to see him again at a roller disco party, looking very suave in his 70s pattern button-down shirt. We held on to each other during a roller skate Congo line, and the rest is history. Those first impressions were great, but there were a bunch of obstacles they had to overcome individually or together for the relationship to grow. Brian identified several obstacles, including working through busy, stressful times early on in our relationship, Eve in law school, me traveling out of town for work every other week, prioritizing our time together to grow our relationship, and finding ways to support one another in our pursuits. We were two distinct styles, finding harmony in a small one-bedroom apartment. Luckily, Eve's more stylish instincts have added needed class to our home. We had to find a balance between different priorities, Eve's appreciation for the finer things in life versus my more utilitarian approach and radical ideas. It turns out you don't have to eat frozen pizza 4 nights a week. Eve also focused on the challenges of dealing with varying schedules for the majority of their relationship and the struggle to find those moments to connect. She shared, sometimes it feels like the relationship has taken the back seat to other goals. But even when work and life and schedule seem overwhelming, Brian always finds a way to make things light and make me laugh and remember to have more carefree days when all we do is focus on each other. Besides that selfless love, there are several other qualities that Eve and Brian really love in each other. For Eve, Brian is my rock. While my world is often very crazy and uncertain, he's always there to keep me grounded. He has never lost his childlike wonder for the world, and when everything seems so serious, he is there to remind me to just live. You can laugh at silly things and not be so walled in by what society expects. It's okay to want a giant dinosaur topiary in your backyard.
I told you I got it then.
Being with Brian is sometimes like living out of your best childhood fantasies. When I'm older, I'll eat pizza every night. Brian is driven and hardworking, but never denies himself the fun pleasures of life. He is always in balance, creative, confident in who he is. What Brian loves about Eve is that she always encourages me subtly. Bad spelling here. That is tough, thank you. Subtly at times and forcefully when needed to push myself to achieve greater in all pursuits, yet also rest when needed. She inspires me every day with her actions that the near impossible can be accomplished with determination and hard work. She continually reminds me that there's genuine good in the world, worth believing in and fighting for. Eve possesses a wonderful balance of courage and gratitude. She is far braver than most men could ever hope to be and will not back down from a challenge. But with the same excitement, she always stops to enjoy the small beauties she finds in nature. Eve lets me explore and often contributes to my generally outlandish ideas while keeping me grounded with a life-saving pragmatism. The values they hold in common: to wholeheartedly support one another in pursuing our dreams while having fun, to always be passionate and ambitious, but appreciate what we have, to remind each other to find humor and happiness in the small moments, to go with the flow, but never be trapped by it, to never let your own ego get in the way, and knowing that this is a partnership where each other has a voice and different needs, and that selflessness offers the greatest reward, and that we win when everyone wins. And lastly, the images or dreams they have for their relationship together are raising a family and building a home as we work together to accomplish our goals, to continue adventuring and chasing our dreams, for our relationship and connection to continue to deepen over time as we go through life together, and finding and bringing as much happiness to the world as we can until our last breaths. There was one short 7-word statement that they shared that truly speaks of the love, gratitude, and good fortune that Brian often remind themselves of. We are lucky to have one another. Yes, Brian and Eve, you are lucky. I'm a little unlucky with these pages right now. You are lucky, you are blessed, and we are lucky and blessed to have been present to the sharing of your sacred love story. Now the declaration of intent. Inspired by the reading and your unique and beautiful love story, we enter now into the very heart of your ceremony when you state your intentions and exchange your marriage vows. Even Brian, the promises and vows that you're about to make in the presence of God and with your family as witnesses are the most profound and beautiful gift that you could ever give to one another. Your life together is sure to have moments of great happiness along with its share of challenges. This is a responsibility that's not to be taken lightly, and so I ask you, Brian, do you come to this moment willingly and without reservation to give yourself to Eve, heart, body, mind, and spirit in the bond of marriage?
I do.
Eve, do you come to this moment willingly and without reservation to give yourself to Brian, heart, body, mind, and spirit in the body of marriage?
I do.
To family and friends, as family, you form a community of support that surrounds Brian and Eve. Each of you, by your presence here today, is being called upon to uphold them and honoring their love for one another. They trust that your loving presence and witness here today is a way of letting them know they have many years ahead of loving support with you. And so I ask all of you, will you surround them with your love and affirm them in these vows that they're about to take? If so, say, we will. We will. As a first step in your vows and commitment to one another, I now invite you to literally take each other's hands in marriage as I read a reflection entitled, Blessing of the Hands. These are the hands of your best friend, strong and full of love for you. These are the hands that are holding yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow, and as in today, tears of joy. These are the hands that will hold your children, the hands that will help you to hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch.
Eve, I've fallen madly in love with you. As we continue on our path together, I promise I will not take our time for granted. I promise to encourage your compassion, because that is what makes you unique and wonderful. I promise to nurture your dreams, because through them, your spirit shines. I promise to help shoulder our challenges, for there is nothing we cannot face if we stand together. I promise to be your partner in all things, and not possessing you, but working with you as part of our greater whole. And I promise you that when we are old and gray, we will look back on our lives and laugh in awe of what we have accomplished together and the fun we had along the way. This is my sacred vow to you. Je suis à vous.
Brian, amour de ma vie, my best friend, my fiercest advocate, I promise to honor all of your wildest dreams because you inspire us all to live life to the fullest. I promise never to quench your childlike spirit because you remind us every day that life is a gift. And life with you truly is a gift. I have never laughed so hard or loved so deeply. I promise to show you as much support as you have always given me, to provide you comfort and peace, to stand beside you in witness to your life. And I promise that no matter what the challenge, we will brave it together. This is my sacred vow to you. Je suis à toi pour toujours.
Brian and Eve, you have chosen to exchange rings as a sign of your commitment to one another. The ring is an ancient symbol so perfect and simple it has no beginning and no end. It is round like the sun, like the moon, like arms that embrace. It's a circle, for love that is given comes back round again. God, we ask your blessing on these rings that Brian and Eve will wear from this day forward as a sign of their deep and abiding love. As the years of their married life unfold, the value of these rings will increase as they hold all of the joys, victories, and challenges of their life together. Brian, as you place Eve's ring on her finger, please repeat after me. Eve, with this ring, I thee wed.
Eve, with this ring, I thee wed.
May it ever serve as a reminder
May it ever serve as a reminder
that your dreams are now my dreams.
that your dreams are now my dreams.
Your hopes are my hopes.
Your hopes are my hopes.
Your love is my blessing.
Your love is my blessing.
Eve, as you place Brian's ring on his finger, please repeat after me. Brian, with this ring, I thee wed.
Brian, with this ring I thee wed.
May it ever serve as a reminder
May it ever serve as a reminder
that your dreams are now my dreams.
that your dreams are now my dreams.
Your hopes are my hopes.
Your hopes are my hopes.
Your love is my blessing.
Your love is my blessing.
And now the declaration of marriage. Brian and Eve, may the love that you feel right now in this moment only grow stronger and deeper. May you have a long and happy life together filled with the sweetness of life's simple moments and the moments of each day to allow for deep gratitude for it all. May you continue adventuring and chasing your dreams, finding and bringing as much happiness to the world as you can until your last breaths. You have affirmed here today before those who love you dearly your love and intention and commitment to one another. Now seal the bonds of your marriage with a kiss. Family and loved ones, please rise and welcome into your hearts and lives for the first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Brian Botay.
Remember those walls I built? Well, baby, they're tumbling down, and they didn't even
up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in, but I never really had a doubt. Standing in the light of your halo, I got my angel now. It's like I've been awakened. Every rule I had you breaking, it's the risk that I'm taking. I ain't never gonna shut you out. Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see your halo. You know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's written all over your face. Baby, I can feel your halo.
Merci et bienvenue à tous. Thank you very much. Welcome to tonight to celebrate the union of Brian and Eve. And I think it's been a wonderful ceremony. And although I may have a slightly different take of what happened today, you may see that as a gift. I see that as a permanent loan because you will always be my sweet baby girl. So you can always come and you will always love you and always kiss you. So I think that Eve's tree is a masterpiece. And maybe before I go down that hole too far, I want to reserve the right to come back at the end of the other presentations to listen to what her brothers and her best friends have to say about her, because I may learn a few things and I may want to adjust a little bit what I say. Eve has been a blessing. Eve has been someone who has really brought so much joy and so much happiness to our family. And she was the one that really was the serious one in the family. I could talk for hours about the two older ones and how crazy they drove us. But Eve was the serious one. She was the one that always was bringing balance and telling us what to do or not to do. She started very early on. She was 4 years old when I broke my arm mountain biking. And she came to the hospital in front of the full hospital staff, gave me a lecture on the fact that she didn't fall from her bike and I should be more careful. A few years later, 10 years later or so, she was the one to lecture me about the value of having some gas in the tank of the car while she was pushing the car and I was steering it to the gas station. And she kept doing it like that since today. So I know that I can count on her to keep me straight. But I think that the most wonderful memory that I have with Eve was that 1 week that we took together going snow skiing. And that really was very, very special because she was a young adult and we got some very sweet memories and very special memories. So indeed, you are very special. You brought us a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of pride as a young girl, as a young woman. And I'm very proud of who you are today. And you are not the only one in this couple. I think that I'm also so happy to have met Brian. And I knew since the beginning that Brian was somebody very special also. I learned that very early on, he went and he asked Eve's brother, Noel, for permission to date my daughter, Eve. And I said, wow, that's a class by itself. I mean, that's the kind of mold that was broken way before that Porsche that Brian is driving right now. So it gives a lot of reassurance to a father about who he is, what are his moral values, and what his moral compass is about. So, and I grew to learn about Brian, to meet with him and get to learn him more and more and appreciate him every single time more. And he's somebody that I'm very comfortable and I can spend minutes, hours, time with him and I'm always very happy. So to both of you, I would like to wish you a life of happiness, a life of joy. So I would like to pass a toast to both of you. Toast.
Super, papa, super.
I am just shaking too much.
Hey everyone, just want to take a quick minute to toast these dashing newlyweds here. Try to keep it short so we can get this party going. For those of you who don't know me, don't worry about my shoes. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tim Bote, the best man. Brian's much younger, much taller, and obviously more handsome brother. First of all, I want to thank everyone for traveling all the way to be here for this pretty insane celebration of Brian and Eve's marriage today. Brian, I want to start off by saying I'm honored to be your best man and grateful to be a part of you and Eve's day. So as my older brother, Brian's been a pretty big influence and role model for me throughout my entire life. I've been looking up to him since day one on how to exist in this world. And as someone I could go to for advice and guidance, with full confidence, he would have my best interest in mind. So whether I'm calling him from across the country while freaking out on the side of a highway with a broken down car, or just need help getting a new side hustle up and running, he's always been there, someone I can look to and trust. One of the things I admire most about Brian is his passion and determination for whatever he commits to doing in life. I've watched him accomplish a lot of things over the years, but there's one in particular that's burned into my long-term memory that I think best sums up the type of person that he is. Page 2, making it. Brian was always pretty good at wrestling growing up, but at the end of his junior year season, he got it in his head that he was going to make it to states for the first time. His senior year, basically no matter what. I should mention this is a particularly impressive feat in Pennsylvania, which is typically the #1 state in the country for high school wrestling. I watched him work his ass off day after day and also got physically abused and tortured by him day after day that entire year. But in the end, it paid off, and he had a season leagues beyond any of his others and achieved his goal of qualifying for states, in addition to winning pretty much nonstop and making some seriously tough kids look pretty silly. It was really impressive watching the transformation he made in just 1 year after putting his mind to it 100%. I'll also never forget Brian surprising me by flying back across the country from California to watch me wrestle at States 6 years later. Honestly, one of the coolest moments I can remember was being shocked seeing him walk into Hershey Arena to support me after all those years. I'm glad I could be there for you as your practice dummy, even though my body still hurts. And thanks for being such an awesome older brother and showing me the way. Enough of you. Eve. First of all, let me state the obvious by saying how beautiful and happy you look today. Pretty amazing. Also, I think a thank you is in order because I have a feeling you're 95% of the reason Brian's wearing shoes today. And that the wedding party wasn't forced to wear some sort of wingsuit or parachute for the ceremony. So, thank you. You're welcome. Fucking lunatic. I'm truly glad Brian has found someone to help filter some of his brilliant ideas and bring a little bit of rationality into the equation. I'm also grateful I now have someone to bond with over Brian's habit of putting on sketchy conspiracy movies late at night and then leaving you awake and paranoid by yourself. but joking aside, I couldn't be more excited for you guys and couldn't ask for anything more in a sister-in-law. You two are a great match, and it's clear you make each other genuinely happy. We're super excited to have you be a part of the family, and I've been really enjoying getting to know your family as well. Marriage seems to be an interesting arrangement that allows you to annoy one special person for the rest of your life, but it seems like it's kind of worth it when you really love each other, and it's pretty obvious that you two do. So with that, let's stop drinking my beer. With that, let's raise a glass. Congratulations, Brian and Eve, and may they continue to annoy each other for many more years to come.
Come here, Tim. I love you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie. It would be misleading, but not untrue, to say that Eve and I grew up together. Not like she and her siblings did, or she and her childhood friends did. But in a sense, we did grow up together. We came into each other's lives about a decade ago, a point which I'm not going to dwell on because it's a little weird, but we've been yoga buddies. We've taken trips together. We were wedding dates once, and most often recently, we're that friend that you send funny cat videos that you found to. Love the signature drink. I say we grew up together because we've also done a lot of growing up since we shared a dorm together at Penn State. We've moved. We've started our careers. We've met our partners. I watched you walk down the aisle today. We've grown up. And I have to say, I'm so lucky to have had a friend like you by my side throughout all the changes we've gone through throughout the past 10 years. By the time I met Brian, they had already been together for a while. I had just come off of an awesome breakup. And Eve offered to let me stay at their place for a week. I'm not sure how stoked Brian was at having Eve's sad friend just crashing on their couch, but if there's one thing I've learned about Brian since we've met, it's that he's a really good sport. It was really cool, though, because my first impression of their relationship was just how they were together when they were existing at home. It really kind of let me be a fly on the wall and silently judge if I was going to like Brian or not. And the truth is, I'd love to take this opportunity to pick on Brian a little bit right now. But I can't say I ever questioned why Eve loves him so much, or why they're so great for one another. In that time, I got to see little things like Eve laugh at Brian's proclamation that he was going to go tinker in the garage for an hour, or how they would negotiate what was going to be for dinner that night. And that was all I really needed to see to know that Brian and I would one day become good friends. And I knew, and I never had a doubt in my mind, that Eve and Brian were meant to be together. I really do love you both so much, both individually and together as a couple. You highlight each other's best traits. You balance each other out. You lean on each other when you need it. All of the good things that a partner is expected to do. But you also just delight in each other's company. You really like each other. You love each other, and you effortlessly just belong to each other. I think the real testament to your relationship is actually this group of people, the community you've created throughout your lives. This group, all of these people are so frigging awesome. Even Blake. I can't imagine a better group to come together for one day to celebrate your love and your life together. I know I speak for all of us when I say we are so excited to be a part of this today and throughout the rest of your lives as a married couple. And with that, I'd like to ask everyone to raise a glass. Cheers to Eve and Brian.
Hey. Friends and family, I'm so happy to be here today to celebrate these two tying the knot. I've been looking forward to this day ever since they announced their engagement. I've been looking forward to this speech, an opportunity to send them good vibes and let them know just how much they mean to me. Brian, thanks for being such a great partner to Eve. Thank you for making her so happy. I see just how much you love her. You've been a rock for Eve. You're generous, selfless, adventurous, and creative. You've got a lot of James Bond in you, but with a lot more depth and more heart. It'd be enough that you make Eve so happy, but I also count you as a friend. Thanks for the many great times that we've shared together in Yosemite, Lake Powell, Mexico, France, Brazil. I can't wait for more. Why weep, Brian? Why weep? Eve, I'm so proud of you and so happy for you. The love story you've built with Brian is so beautiful. You're sweet and loving, and you deserve a partner who's also sweet and loving. I'm so lucky to have a sister who's also my best friend, someone that I always look forward to spending time with. I hope you know that I'm your number one fan and that your happiness is my happiness. I think you're a warrior, and I'm blown away by your resolve in becoming the lawyer you are today. I see people gravitate to you because of your strength. You lift people up. It's something I admire about you. I love you, little sister. Even Brian, I wish you a lifetime of happiness. Continue to support each other, laugh together, go check off bucket list items. Live life to the fullest. When you remember today, remember that brick by brick, action by action, you built a house of love for you two and for everyone that's here today. Today is a celebration of everything you two have earned individually and as a couple. Family and friends, please join me in a round of applause, let's let Eve and Brian know just how much we love them. To Eve and Brian.
Love you. Love you too.
Well, I thought I had a pretty good speech written until I listened to like the last 5 people talk. And thank you, Dad, for ruining one of my stories. So we should have coordinated a little bit better. So first, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here and attending the wedding. This is really, truly a special event, and couldn't be happier to be here with you guys to celebrate it with friends and family and such a good group of people out here. It's just been an amazing time. So I'll start with you, Eve. My little baby sister, you've grown up into a beautiful and amazing woman. I'm so proud of you, but particularly proud of you today. Seeing you this happy means the world to me. I probably wasn't always the best big brother to you, as clearly you recall troves of traumatic experiences, which I have zero recollection of. I tell myself that's in the distant past, I'm a different person, or was a different person back then. But then I remember just a year or two ago sneakily taking close-up pictures of Eve snacking on chicken nuggets. And I have a very flattering picture of Eve with a chicken nugget stuffed in her mouth that I decided to use as like a Zoom background for a Zoom happy hour with all our friends when that was the thing to do when COVID started. So I guess maybe I haven't evolved very much. But thank God we don't have to deal with those virtual happy hours anymore, or Tiger King and all the other crap that we have to deal with COVID. Despite not being the best big brother and probably torturing you excessively, I've loved you as far back as I can recall. In many senses today, I feel like you are my older sister and always there for me when I need you and always there when I need advice. I absolutely admire the person that you've blossomed into. You're thoughtful, loving, caring, selfless, brilliant, and just a beautiful person altogether. And somehow, you remain humble and very grounded through the whole process. I really look up to you, Eve, and I love you beyond words. I couldn't be happier to see you and Brian together. You two are amazing for each other and maybe the closest thing to perfect. Brian. You guys already know one of the stories I was going to tell, so I'm going to have to improv a little bit here. But as I've grown to know you over the years, I never cease to be amazed and surprised by how genuine and caring you are. You've truly become a brother to me, and I very much cherish our friendship and now being connected through the bond of family. Speaking of family, I also want you to know that how much I like and enjoy and admire your family and all the interactions I've had with them, especially Tim. I look forward to spending more time together as our families join into one. I could run through a list of things that I admire about Brian, and I'm pretty sure I can sum it up in a simple story, which has already been told. So I'm going to tell a second story after that. But I had the pleasure to meet Brian through a large group of friends from PA, most of them are here, living in San Diego. And so I'd met Brian. We were friendly, like we'd hung out around each other a few times. And anyways, this was way prior to you meeting Eve. And so the story goes, so I hear, that there's one night when Eve and Brian first started realizing there might be something there. And that the magic might just be happening that night. Except for the fact that Brian shut it down. And the reason he did that was because he wanted to be a gentleman and call me the next morning to ask me if I would be okay with him dating my sister, which I thought I was floored, to be honest. When I got the phone call, I didn't even know what to say, except I'm completely impressed and amazed by the fact that somebody would have the thoughtfulness to do that. I'll tell another story about Brian, which I think is really telling of of their love is Brian, not really a cat person, right? But Eve, she likes cats. So they end up getting a cat, which I figured Eve was going to win that argument pretty quickly. But one day they come over to my house, and Brian is wearing a backpack that has like a window in the back of it for the cat. And they had just come back from a walk around Lake Hodges, with the cat on a leash. And at that point I thought, that man really cares about this girl. Now when I watch the two of you, I see a unique look in Brian's eyes as he watches Eve. This is another story, joke. There's a very special look in your eyes when you look at Eve. A look that I've only seen one other time. And that other time was when you're staring down a 64-ounce tomahawk steak being served in front of you. And if you guys know Brian and his love of meat, that means something. Anyways, you are an absolute gentleman, Brian. Couldn't have picked a better person to marry my little sister, who I adore. You two are a perfect match. Couldn't be happier for both of you. I know you will take care of each other in life and make the best of every day. And I realize that not everyone knows the meaning of what I'm going to say next, but even Brian do, so that's important. Eve, Brian, I love you both and wish you nothing but the utmost while weep. And now, if we could please raise a glass to Eve and Brian. I love you.
I love you.
I love you, brother. I really do.
Thanks, man.
My family.
I just want to say a couple of thank yous, so please bear with me. We'll get through this quickly. First, to the parents of the bride, Isabel and Guy. It's been my pleasure to get to know the both of you over these last couple of years, and I'm so appreciative for how lovingly you have invited me into your family. Isabel, your kindness and compassion are without measure and truly a gift to everyone around you. Now, with that said, this seems like a good time to formally apologize for putting a hole in your ceiling the very first time that you invited me into your home. That's my bad. Désolé. Guy, your passion for adventure is inspiring, and well, it's always a little stressful meeting a girl's father for the first time. I knew this whole thing actually kind of had a chance when our first conversation revolved around water ski jumping and BMWs. It's a pretty good start in my book. Now, my French still has that certain je ne sais quoi that most people find pretty insulting. So I'll simply say, merci beaucoup. So to my mom and dad, I mean, I think you did a pretty damn good job. Oh, you want to play Frisbee? When I look back at my childhood, I'm just filled with an overwhelming sense of love. You guys were always there. You always sacrificed for us. And I can't imagine having born into a better life than the one you gave me. And with every day that goes by, I realize just a little bit more of what went into actually making that happen. And so my appreciation only grows with every day. So thanks for that. To my brother and best man, Tim, watching you grow up into the man you are today has been one of the best parts of my life. And while most people of you might think of you... Okay, go find the dinosaurs. Go get them. Bring them back to me. While most people that know you may think of you first as a master guitar, I'll always see you for what you really are, and that's a loyal teammate and a fierce competitor who can master anything he sets his mind to. Now, I think we all know you'll never pin me in a wrestling match, but you have already bettered me in so many other ways, and I'm just in awe of the person who you are today. So thank you for always being there. To my sister, Kara,
Audie, eggplant. We've been through a lot together, and having a sister is always a little bit stressful for a big brother. It's a big responsibility. Making sure you're safe, worrying about you when you're upset, and then discreetly discouraging any unworthy suitors. But I would do it all again in a heartbeat. I'm so proud of the woman you've become and the family you've raised, and I love you. To my new brothers, Mike and Noel, I think mainly thank you for not cornering me in a dark alley when you heard that I wanted to date your sister. Pretty big of you. Noel, I love that you always try to carry more into a day that's even remotely realistic. That's the type of passion and ambition that more of us need. And there's definitely no one I'd rather have riding in my motorcycle sidecar at night, grinning ear to ear in the dark as wrapped in a Mexican blanket as we cruise down the freeway. Mike, I love how thought out you are on such a wide range of topics and that you're always willing to listen to the other side of an argument. We haven't always agreed over every debate, and we've gotten one or two important signals crossed over the year. Okay, if someone puts up their hands in an X and points this direction, to be clear, it does not mean extreme. It does not mean blindly launch yourself off a cliff. It means death. Don't worry, we figured it out. C'est la vie. But the potential for life-threatening injuries aside, I am so thankful for the perspective that you bring and the balance you bring to our adventures. But dude, aliens are definitely real. You'll see. Thank you both. I'm so stoked to have you as brothers. To my new sisters, Claire and Mayura. Okay, I really lucked out here. Both Claire and Mayura are kind of kindred spirits to me in their own ways. Claire, we've been friends for a long time, and the fact that our lives have been intertwined is no accident. As a fellow gamer of life and the most talented artist I know, your creativity and openness no bounds. No bounds. I'm so thankful that you're always there to remind me of the big ideas that are truly important, that you need to play the game in your own way, and to wholeheartedly believe in ridiculous dreams. Mayura, my sister from a Brazilian mister. Me and you see eye to eye on lots of important things. And I'm amazed and so thankful for how kind, helpful, and selfless you are. You're always there for someone in need. But most importantly, you introduced me to both churrascarias and caipirinhas, and for that I will be forever thankful.
Your colon is not.
To Eve's bridesmaids, it's been my pleasure getting to know you all over the past several years, and I'm so thankful for the influence you've had on shaping Eve into the wonderful woman she is today. I mean, good work. I can't wait to spend more time with each of you, and thank you, my sincerest thank you for being a part of our wedding. To my groomsmen, Waweep. And to all of our family and friends, Eve and I are simply overwhelmed by the distances traveled and the sacrifices made for you all to be here. Thank you so much. And to all of our family and friends who are no longer with us, we know you are here celebrating with us in spirit, and we feel your love blessing this special day. I would also like to ask everyone to please send their best healing vibes to our good friend Justin, known to most here as Dizzle, in his recovery from surgery this week. You got this, Dizzle. Now, lastly, to my beautiful bride. Ev, my love, there's so many wonderful things I could say about you, but I think my remaining time here is better spent by thanking you for your patience during our wedding planning for every single one of my stupid ideas. For instance, a ceremony on a 1,000-foot-high tabletop mesa in the middle of a remote lake that is only accessible by a helicopter. Maybe not fully thought out. Skydiving into our ceremony. You were actually all about it, and so was Shelly, our coordinator here, so thank you, Shelly. Next time, for sure. How about riding into our reception on elephants? Maybe a few logistical challenges, Or a falcon delivering our wedding rings to the altar when I whistled for them. You know, a tad risky in retrospect, I'll admit. But you never once just said no. There may have been a preponderance of rather obvious evidence that I was misguided, but you were always willing to entertain my ideas and to help reshape them and build upon them, and then love me all the more for it. I'm the luckiest man in the world to have found you, and I cannot wait to tango through the rest of our lives together. I love you, baby. Now, without further ado, let's get someone else up here on the dance floor. So please join me in welcoming Eve and her father Guy up here for the father-daughter dance.
Now that I've lost everything to you, you say you want to start something new, and it's breaking my heart you're leaving. Baby, I'm grieving. But if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice things to wear, but then a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. I'll always remember you like a child, girl. You know I've seen a lot of what the world can do, and it's breaking my heart in two, because I never want to see you sad, girl. Don't be a bad girl, but if you want to leave, take good care. Hope you make a lot of nice friends out there, but just remember there's a lot of bad and beware. Beware. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. I'll always remember you like a child, girl. Baby, I love you, but if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you make a lot of nice friends out there, but just remember there's a lot of bad and beware. Well, oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. I'll always remember you like a child, girl. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world, and it's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world.
Give it up for Eve and her father.
Moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, I say a little prayer for you. And while combing my hair now, and wondering what dress to wear now, I say a little prayer for you. Forever, forever, you stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. Oh, how love you together. That's how it must be to live without you. Would only mean heartbreak for me. I run for the bus stand, but while riding I think of us dear. I say a little prayer for you. And at work I just take time, and all through my car
certain time. I said a little prayer for you. Forever and ever, you stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. Oh, how I love you together, together.
I know you don't get a chance to take a break this often. I know your life is speeding and it isn't stopping. Here, take my shirt and just go ahead and wipe up all the sweat, sweat, sweat. Lose yourself to dance. 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 I know you don't get a chance to take a break this often. I know your life is speeding and it isn't stopping. Here, take my shirt and just go ahead and wipe up all the sweat, sweat, sweat. Lose yourself to dance. 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 Lose yourself to dance.